for the shot. They come out, they time their shot.
They put it on the deer, and that's it.
Right. Now, you explain what actually happens when a deer starts coming out and you're like, all right, this is what I got to do.
So in the hunting world, it sucks because you have your main camera that's doing most of the filming of the field and the deer. Then you have a camera that you got to have on yourself, and you might have a third and fourth and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then you got to make sure all these cameras are running first off.
Right.
Got them turned on, getting all these different angles and stuff like that. And then you got to have what they call B footage. Like you're shooting all this stuff like before you're talking, doing a little bit of filming beforehand.
You got a little piece of corn waving in the wind. Yeah.
And then, oh no, I didn't get quite my shot where I actually was pulled back and drawn. So then you've got to recreate some of these shots.
Oh, right. And there's timers on these cameras. So it's
Yeah.
not like you can just hit play when you get there or record and then sit there all day.
So you might have got this footage, you take it back, you look at it all, and you're like, crap, I missed that. So you have to get back out in the woods maybe a day later or a couple days later, whatever it may be, and make sure the sun is right, the timing's right, and recreate this whole atmosphere that you did.
Right. Just to come up with the shots that they want to portray.
Yeah, so when you put it on TV, this is how it looks like it's easy. I'm telling you what, it is not.
Oh, yeah, you have to do all that stuff. Like, let's say you have 4 cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all, you got to make sure that all 4 of them are recording.
Yeah.
Now, here's the part that most people don't understand. Most of these sponsored hunters, not all, don't have a team of editors.
No.
So you put 4 cameras worth of stuff, slice and dice, put them all together to try. And by the way, there's color temperature and things like that. You have to have the same kind of cameras or it looks.
Yep. And you have to buy a program.
Right.
And some of those programs don't work with, like, say, GoPro or Tacticam.
Right.
You might have to use a different whole program for each.
Exactly. And it sucks.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of time and it's a lot of effort before you get there, taking the shots in the dark or early morning or leaving. Like you said, getting the B-roll, getting the different angles. And it is almost impossible to have all that going because it is literally a whole production.
It is. Like, even
Plus hunting.
Yeah. So, and that's where I kind of got away from all that. You know, like getting out of the truck, you might film. So you got to set your camera up. Film you getting your stuff out, spraying yourself down with the product that you have to have, and talking about it real quick. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be out in the woods. It's blah, 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 such time of day. Going to spray down with this, and we're going to head in the woods to see what happens. A lot of times, that's not even recorded the same day.
Oh,
you go back out and recreate it. Now, some of these bigger guys, other companies, they do have another cameraman.
Right.
And that's their job. They don't get to hunt hardly. Those cameramen suck because they got to watch all this awesome action, and they hardly get to hunt. So that's where it kind of helps for those bigger companies because they're actually got, a guy that's running a camera.
I'm going to give them a little tip and secret right now. Most of the time when the hunter is talking with the cameraman, that's all after they've shot the deer.
Oh, there's a lot of that goes on.
Right.
I mean, that's true. Like, I can say that. I've shot a deer, and then I had to go back and refilm, like, everything going on, and had to actually pretend the deer walked out. So the camera's on me, and I'm like, oh, there's a big one. So I know I'm going to put it with the other film that I have.
Here's this 160 class buck.
Yeah.
And he's 40 yards away from you, and you're like, oh, get the shot. Make sure you put it on. That deer would be gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're going to hear it. They're going to smell it.
He's going to be gone. Yeah. And they're like, okay, something's up. I'm no longer traveling this way.
Yep.
But most people don't know it because it's a theatrical production.
It is. And that's like even after, okay, so you get your deer pulled up to a good spot where you can do a shot. Do you know how many times you have to re-record stuff? Like, so you have this product, like, let's just say a scent away product, not scent away themselves, but just a cover scent of any sort. So you have to do the filming like, all right, man, I used this before I came in there. It really worked. The deer wasn't attracted. They didn't even have any clue there. So, okay, throw that to the side. Now you're going to get out your buck call or whatever else you got, and you got to redo all this. This is how I got this guy in there. And now you got to – so what you're going to do is maybe on that one hunting episode, you're going to put one product out, but you're going to reuse that later for like, okay, so on the episode I used the scent away stuff. I used this, blah, blah, and it's in the episode. But a commercial later, you're seeing me, it looks like the same dang buck, but using a different product of whatever,
And we're not saying this doesn't work because the products do work.
Yeah, they do work, but
But having the production at the same time as you're hunting is almost impossible.
It's work. You actually, after the hunt, before the hunt, there's a ton of work that goes into this. Right. It's not just like maybe if I got my wife with me and she's just filming everything I do as I come out and, walking ahead of me and doing all that stuff, or walking behind me and filming me as I go in, that's different. But when you're hunting by yourself and just, I'm tired of that. That's why I got out of it. And so, yes, I do still film, but it's more so I can enjoy it.
Right.
So I can show my friends like, hey, go ahead, watch that hunt. I'm not. And maybe if I can have the smarts to put it all together for myself and edit it to where I can make my own little kind of cool show.
How do you like editing? Just curious.
I can't do it. I can't. I'm dumb. That's why when I was with the other team, we had an editor, and she was brilliant at that. I mean, she was good. She knew what she was doing. She put your show together. She was good. But you have somebody that understands it. And like she had told me, she has a whole program for all that stuff. She was just good at what she does. I don't like her. We had our fallout, but she is good at what she does.
So if you have 4 cameras at 4 hours, how many hours are you editing?
Think about it. You got 16 hours.
16 hours to catch a minute 30 of usable footage.
And here's the thing. Studies have showed nobody cares anymore. So YouTube, actually the old team I was with, she told me that, and she actually made logical sense. People was getting to the point where they was just fast forwarding to the kill. That's all they want to see.
Right.
They don't care about this and that on YouTube. Even on these hunting shows, a lot of times people are now, because we have DVR, so they record these shows and they'll fast forward to just a few minutes before the shot, right before the deer walks out, and they'll watch the harvest, and then they'll fast forward a little bit more where they get to the actual showing the person with the deer.
Well, you have 15 seconds to hook somebody before they click.
Yeah.
15 seconds. And, some people say, I mean, we're dealing literally in seconds now. Some people say it's as low as 12.
Yeah.
That's how low it goes. So when you see these hunting videos and it shows the kills right away, that's literally to make them stay. It's not that they want to put them there.
They're hoping that they'll be hooked to watch a little bit more.
Yes.
How it happened and what happened afterwards, that kind of stuff. Exactly. And that's what it's turned into. I love the hunting world. I love the fact that there's TV on, that you can watch it, but people who are trying to go big with this need to realize there's very, very hard work that goes to it. It's not as simple as and then once you get the sponsors and you start doing the recording, now you got to somehow get on air.
Right.
And there's a ton of, I think, Gen 7. There's a lot of smaller deals that you may be on these small shows or channels that a lot of people don't know about, but some do. And you got to hope that a big channel like Pursuit Channel or Sportsman's Channel or some of those guys eventually pick up on it. You may spend 10 years before you're ever picked up by a big channel.
Right.
And then if you don't do good, they're going to shut you down.
Yeah, you get shit canned right away.
Oh, yeah.
And YouTube, I don't think you can even show the kill shot anymore.
YouTube's gotten really particular. If you can now, but they've made it to where, like, afterwards, you actually have to, this is real, if there's blood coming out of the nose, you have to take a tissue and wipe the nose off. If there's blood coming out of the shot, you have to clean that off the deer and make it look clean.
Right.
And why?
Well,
But that's what you got to do.
Right. I mean, and these are the restrictions that come for sponsorships. Now, sponsorships are out there.
Oh, there's tons of them out there.
Now, whether you get paid well or not, a lot of them are just, here, you can sponsor us, we'll give you stuff.
And with the team that I was with, that's what it was. Now, they was talking like eventually they're going to, maybe start paying us a little bit, but then you got to provide.
Right.
What if you have a bad year?
Right. Well,
that's hunting.
Well, the thing is that nobody gives you anything for free.
They want something in return.
Exactly. And, if you're working for an ethical company, that's fine. But there are a lot of companies out there that are not ethical.
No. They just want to sell a product.
Exactly. Money. And I try to steer clear of those people. Now, some people laugh and say, well, that's stupid. Well, you know what? I'm old enough that I know that I don't want to sell my soul. Does that make sense?
There's a good broadhead product out there that I don't even know that they've even made it big yet, but they're so Tooth of the Arrow. When I was with Valor Outdoors, they became one of our product. Now, we didn't get them for free. We had to buy them, but we got them at an extreme discount.
Right.
And so I bought some to try them out, and lo and behold, my daughter's first deer shot was with a Tooth of the Arrow. Perfect placement and everything. they're still a small brand, but you know what? They worked on a 30-pound bow, and it did its job. And the best part was, it was able to be reused. I was able to put it right back in the quiver for the next deer.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so that's what I loved. It was 100% American-made, machined, the whole 9 yards. It wasn't it was a fixed blade. Sorry, it wasn't mechanical. So, but there was a great product, and to this day, 4 years later, my daughter's still hunting with tooth of the arrow.
That's awesome.
So they work.
Well, I want to say this. I want to say, if you're listening to this right now and you have questions about sponsorship, being a pro hunter, the good and the bad and the ugly, because there's all of it.
Oh, there's tons of it.
Go to Instagram, and what is your Instagram again?
It is David_Todd 1307.
Okay, I thought I had him, but
No, I remembered it.
he made it. Because there's a lot of in and outs, and there's a lot of things you don't think about, like the editing, like the shot selection. Guess what? You can't go out in the dark. And most of the time, people go out to their stands in the dark, but you can't go out in the dark and shoot video.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Golden hour. You know what that is?
Oh, yeah. Any hunter knows what the golden hours. That's the moneymaker.
Right. Well, and the great thing is, if you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, and you're a hunter, the golden hour is the same for all.
Yep.
So your shots are going to look best at this time. Most of the kills come at this time.
So here's a funny fact going along with that real quick. A lot of times when these guys that are in the big shows, they won't take a shot because even though they can see with their naked eye, it's a perfect broad shot that me and you would take.
Right.
We have plenty of light. Guess what? Their cameras won't pick it up. So they won't make the shot because, the camera won't take it. Screw that. If I have a 170-inch deer in front of me and that camera can't pick it up, I don't care.
Right.
I'm still shooting that deal. They won't do it because they can't get it on film. If you don't have it on film, you ain't got nothing.
What I would like to do is there's a lot of kids out there that are tired of video games.
Get them out.
There's this carnal knowledge that is gained going out and doing this, especially by yourself. When you were a kid and you went out the first time, I don't care what hunter it is. If you say you weren't scared of the dark walking to your stand, you're lying.
I was scared. The only guy that I know that probably wasn't is my buddy Patrick Barnett. I don't think he loves hunting that much. He doesn't care. That boy, you can put him in the middle of the woods and he'll find his way out in the middle of the dark.
Really?
He's just, Patrick, if you hear this, he knows. He taught me everything I knew about hunting. He is a great guy, but he doesn't care. He just
we need to get the kids more involved.
Oh, I think we do. That's why I'm just trying so hard. I don't want to push my daughter into it,
right.
But anytime she says, Dad, take me hunting, I'm going to jump on.
You're going to make sure.
Yeah, we're going hunting. We're going hunting. She asked me last year, she's like, Dad, can you take a few days off to take me out in the woods? Yes, I can.
And there's so many sides to it. It's not just hunting. It's camping.
It's all of it. It's being in Mother Nature and enjoying what she can give you.
Let me ask you this. I mean, we have had some serious scares with Russia, with China.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And at any moment, we could lose our electric grid.
Oh, yeah.
An EMP could go off. I mean, I bet you that you guys have even prepared for emergency situations in a non-electrical grids.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a real thing.
Oh, it's very real. All it takes is weather. It don't even have to be Russia. It could be a major ice storm several years ago. How long was we out of power?
Oh, long time.
There you go. There's your right there.
Up by Rogersville, I think they went 3.5 weeks with no power.
Mountain Grove was out for a week or two.
Right.
So
if are you, and this is for the listeners, are you the type of person that could be stuck out in the middle woods right now? Can you purify water? Yeah. I'm telling you right now, I can go in Missouri at least, and I can purify water right now throughout winter. You know what? I don't have to have anything from Walmart. I don't have to have any survival packs. I just know where to find the moss.
Oh, yeah. I need water. We just went camping the other day and we found a beautiful waterfall. It's all moss. It's filtered. Moss filters.
Can you feed yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I just need either my bow or I need a gun, and I can feed myself all day long.
Right. Well, but I'm talking to the listeners out there. Would you be self-sufficient in an apocalyptic world? And I'm not talking about zombies.
You're just talking about the shutdown of anything.
The shutdown of society.
Look, guys, we don't even have to go into the whole war thing. We can go into we have some kind of freak of nature weather deal. Last year, we was below 10 degrees in Missouri for X amount of days. Right. It would have been nothing to have a power outage.
Right, and that happens down here all the time.
Yep, or just like here this summer. The big scare was, are we going to lose power because we're over 104 degrees in Missouri?
Right.
Could have happened.
I mean, and then you think extended period.
Yeah. It can happen.
Right. So Can you clothe yourself? Can you feed yourself? Can you get clean water? Can you start a fire? Can you build a survival shelter?